All right, we are live for a very exciting Friday edition of Fireside Chats. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tonight, we have two very special guests, obviously, PRC. PRC, can you switch my spot and your spot on the screen there? Not a big deal. There we go.
There you go.
PRC, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, so just still working on this producing stuff. It's going pretty good. I love learning a lot, man. This is kind of fun. I'm just out here having fun, man. Don't really give a fuck how the rest goes. Just having fun on Fridays. Staying
good.
sober.
That's what it's all about. And on the bottom of the screen, Bill Leach, a rising star in the Minifan universe. Bill, how are you? What's going on in your world?
Great, man. No, nothing much. Crazy week, crazy show week, crazy everything.
Yes, definitely. We have a lot to get to. A lot has happened since the last time this program has aired 8 days ago. And just off the top, in terms of, so the last show we did was with Blind Mike and with Penners, and we did a whole top 50 show because the list came out. And since that show, Blind Mike has been given the reins for the committee. He's got the duty of putting together the committee and handling all that on the day of the live show, March 7th in Laconia. And just a quick statement on that. Bill and I did get selected to be on that committee. It's an honor. Mike is taking it very seriously. We are not going to talk about any of the process or anything. It's Mike's ball game, and he's taking it seriously, and we are following his lead. Mike was put on this earth to do that job. So I'm very excited to be included. It's an honor. So any quick thoughts on how that all went down?
I think you're right. I mean, Mike is absolutely born to do this. He's very serious. The vetting process, I'm sure people watching were part of it. It was very thorough. I think it's going to be good. I think this is going to be the best list that's ever been put out.
PRC, any thoughts on how that whole saga went down and sort of, how it ended up with Mike at the reins?
How are you feeling about that?
So I'll say
it
this.
Got taken away from you.
Well, okay, so that's an interesting point that you bring up because when Kirk said I bungled the list and whatever, he handed off to Mike, and I think that's the perfect scenario. Like people like Menners are saying bad day for Freddy, bad day for Freddy. I don't think so at all. I think it's a great day because also, again, nobody would be talking about this if I didn't bring it up on this show like 3 weeks ago or whatever. It was crickets about the list, and now it's become a thing. So I'm happy about that. I think the outcome is kind of the perfect outcome. I think Kirk saw an opportunity to make a perfect decision, and he took it. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and in the end, it did get people talking about it. It got people worked up about it. I mean, all content, everything's good if it gets the needle moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I hear that. Yeah,
lets people put their money where their mouths are too. Everyone wants to complain about the list, and they had a chance to put it, give a reason why they should be part of making the list. So,
yeah, there were a couple funny takeaways, like Steve from Gloucester denied, Andy Mayo denied. I thought that was pretty funny. And they, they're going to say what they're going to say, but the Warthog put out a statement for Mike. No media, no nothing. It'll all be addressed on March 7th when the individuals are in the room. And that's sort of where we're going to leave it because we're not here to talk about the list. Like I said, that's in Mike's hands at this point. So happy for Mike. I think it gives him some purpose, and I think that's a good thing.
And it will be live streamed, right?
I think so.
The way I interpreted it is that there will be cameras in the room documenting everything, and they'll put together probably a package and release it, maybe later that week. Sort of a behind the scenes making of. But if you are at the show, my understanding is the list will be revealed at that Laconia live show.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it. I just hope I don't do anything to piss Mike off and get kicked off the committee. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Same.
So happy for Mike. That's my big takeaway. Happy, excited for the list. That's all the list talk for tonight. So let's just get into what we're here to talk about, KMS, and sort of what's going on in the world on the show. So today Montante was on the show. He's always good on the show. He went to the Patriots game the night before with Justin. Any takeaways on the show in particular, or what were you thinking, Bill, today?
Poor Montante. That's what I was thinking. He's a newly single man. Sounded a little sad about it. His football team is terrible and will never be good. It was cold. He got molested by the gay cheerleader. It's just it seems like a terrible time for Montante. I feel bad.
No, he's fine. He's fine. His football team always sucks. If you're in a 9-year relationship and you become newly single, maybe that, everything happens for a reason. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm not here to comment about anybody's personal life.
That's true.
I did think that picture with the cheerleader, I thought that male cheerleader looked like Alex Reamer when I first saw it. I thought it was Alex Reamer, to be honest with you.
He did look like Alex Reamer, you're right.
PRC, anything on today's show?
Yeah. With Mike, first of all, fuck Mike's football team, the Jets. I had the Jets plus 12.5 and the over. They had a perfectly opportune time to kick a field goal at the 10. There was no way they were ever going to beat the Patriots, but they could have done the world a little bit of a favor by kicking that field goal and covering the plus 12.5 and getting the over 43.5. But they decided to go for it when they have an inept quarterback in fucking Justin Fields. And just stupid. I fucking hate the Jets. I was a Jets fan for 3 minutes. I will never relive that experience as long as I fucking live. Fuck that team and fuck Mike for liking that team. Also, I'm excited to hear that if I want to kick off an OnlyFans career from today's show, that there is some interest. So if this doesn't work out, there's a future for PRC right here.
There's always interest. There's an old saying: you never get rich betting against the Patriots. You never get rich betting for the Jets. So, I guess lesson learned.
Yeah. No, I will never touch the Jets. I will never even think about the fucking Jets again. That was a fucking 3 minutes of my life I want back. That was fucking terrible. Stupid coach, stupid team. Aaron Glenn, the coach is the dude who went, no, that was Bart. The dude who was like, can't wait, right? That was a different one. That was Bart something.
Bart Scott. A different one? What do you mean a different one?
A different player.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotcha. Aaron Glenn, he was the defensive coordinator for the Lions, famously from the Hard Knock season a few years ago. Good coordinator, good head coach. We'll find out. I will say a couple other takeaways from the game. The picture of Montante on the field with Justin. I saw a few tweets, some good AI videos of them embracing and maybe doing a little makeout session. Thought that was pretty funny. And the other thing, Justin is, supposedly a grown man. He's going out to an NFL football game wearing sweatpants. I don't know about that move. I feel like you got to clean that up. Throw some jeans on. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but that was my takeaway from some of those pictures.
Yeah, I don't even think that sweatpants will any warmer than jeans. Yeah, clean it up. You're right. You're an adult. You're in public.
It's a football game.
Sure, but all right, we're not here to shit on the producers. That is not something that we do on this show. Always have their backs. So let's go back a little bit. Earlier in the week, we had a show Monday with Blind Mike and Kate O'Hara. So that was a fun show. I'm not sure if you guys had any takeaways or what you were thinking before, during, or after that episode.
I'm still kind of confused. Like I'm still like I've seen the tweets like 1,000 times. I've heard all of the discussion. I was in the spaces. I just still don't quite know what the problem is. Like she dropped out. Nurse Kim came in and wanted a friend, and then somehow this is degenerated into like a 2-week long crash out with fake accounts. Like it's entertaining. It's entertaining. She's nuts. I think, or maybe not. That's the thing. I don't even know. I don't know if she's nuts or not. I'm very confused. Very confused.
Do you start to get to the feeling that maybe she might be like a genius, like some kind of evil genius, like working this whole thing? It's like the more and more it comes out, the more and more she speaks, it almost feels like she's in on it in some way. I've had this like gut feeling
Or
that
it's on
she might
purpose.
be, huh?
Or it's on purpose. Maybe it's not like an inside thing, but maybe she knows what she's doing. Like, for attention.
I'll say this: I think anything is possible at this point. When you are replying to parody accounts and not understanding that it's a parody account and not actually someone named Unaroused Linda, which is a parody account of Linda Holiday, John Henry's wife. Either you're in on it and you're a genius, or you just missed that it's a parody account, and that's fine. The DMs thing, people can change their Twitter picture and username without changing their @ and send a fake DM to your other burner account and then screenshot that and send it to your other burner account, and from that other burner account send it to a different person, and that person might think that it's real. I think that's sort of how this all happened, but I'm not here to judge. I think it's interesting and entertaining the way it's played out.
Oh, very interesting. I mean, it's one of the more entertaining things to happen in the last few months. It's just very confusing, and it's just because also it's like kind of, to me, like innocuous. Like it's just like not. I didn't think it was like that big a thing. People are like, I'm going to sue you. This is definitely like, this is who's being slandered.
And thank you. There's a correction in the comments. Linda Pizzuti, not Linda Holiday. I think Linda Holiday was Belichick's wife. Yeah. So thank you for the correction. Yeah. So that is, yeah. And the funny part is, like, there's like 80 people on Twitter that understand what's going on, and they barely understand what's going on. So the people that only listen to the podcast, hearing Cullinane fight with someone that they don't know who it is, and he is not quite articulate in a normal setting, never mind when he's trying to explain something that even the people involved don't understand. Does that all make sense, PRC?
Yeah, it makes sense. I still think if you're not, I know like it gets harped on a lot about it in the show that there's a very small niche on like Twitter and spaces and stuff that are running a bunch of these inside jokes and stuff, and like 85% of the people on the show don't actually understand what's going on and stuff. And Dave didn't do a great job of like articulating it. But I mean, even if you came into that situation just completely unfounded, you had no idea what was going on, that was still just an entertaining 2 hours of podcasting. I mean, so I think it does make sense, but I think if you take it for what it is, it's just pure fucking entertainment. It did its job in a sense. Yeah,
I agree. I thought it was, it's a good show, and what it kind of always comes back to is that no matter what's going on and who can explain what, Kirk's going to take that situation and make it a good show and make it entertaining, and he's the best at what he does. So,
yep.
That show also Blind Mike was on, and that was the show that he got crowned as the chair of the top 50. Any other takeaways from that particular show, or Mike in general, where he's at?
Mike's the best. Mike's, I think it's kind of funny. Everyone's just busting his balls for having being on the show a little less because he moved farther away. You abandoned the show, even though he's still on if not weekly, every other week. It makes me laugh how everyone's
and heading the top 50 committee.
Right, heading the top 50.
Yeah. But totally
I
missed the
think,
show.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Just really embracing that storyline.
Yeah, he's the best. So a lot of other things were going on this week. So Tuesday was Veterans Day. Yeah, thank you, Kate, for pointing out on the main show that there was going to be a Veterans Day stream on the network. They did have a stream that went somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. That was also very entertaining. A lot of guests, a lot of military folks popping in. Did any of you guys get a chance to see any of it or have any takeaways on how that all went? Because I thought it was a great job by Danny. He always does a good job.
I missed it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I saw parts of it. It was a long stream, and I cut in and out and stuff like that. But it was, it was really fun to have a show like that where you just had a bunch of people on, and they all seemed to be having a good time, and they were doing it for a good cause. And the comments, I don't know that. I guess Kate and people got in a spat in the comments and stuff, but the show itself was very entertaining. And it was great to kind of cut out and then come back in. I went out and saw the Northern Lights. I was trying to see them because they're in there for the first time in Indiana. And then I came back and kind of saw Fax and Stein on there, and just it was fun to see everybody together having a good time working towards a good cause. I mean, that's really what the community is all about. I mean, that's kind of indicative of what all this is about, man. It's just one big family.
Yeah, and I think they raised pretty close to $2,000 for the cause. So I thought that's amazing. Where else does that happen on a fan network of a podcast? It doesn't happen. So great job. They, like I said, they had a lot of people that served on the stream. They had a couple people that didn't serve that happened to maybe be on the stream the whole time. I don't know if you noticed, Bradley Stein was a major part of the show. I don't think he's been in the military. Did you catch anything with Stein? Because I've got a couple of notes on him here.
He's not in the he was never in the military.
I mean, looks like
I think he failed the physical the first couple tries.
No shit, get out of here.
Well, when you're 5'7", 325, I think it's a tough lift. But Stein also, he had his show this week on the network, and he's barely worth addressing. It's kind of beneath this program to even address Bradley, but he's on there cold calling Mick, asking him about me, asking him about weird stuff, and then he's begging for people to call. He's obsessed with views. I'll tell you what, if you're concerned with views, you're on the wrong network, pal. We're just here to have a good time. No one's here for views, Bradley. Just because you can't get through a show without a shtick, without people calling in, begging, oh, can the Colonel Sanders call in and make fun of me because I'm a fat virgin? We get it. You can't get through a show without the bit. So I don't know. Anything else on him before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's looking for attention. I don't know how close he actually follows the show. I think he had a burner account at one point or something, so I don't know if he really watches the show or not. But he has his show that has nothing to do with the show. He goes on the veteran thing. He's not a veteran. I think he's just looking for attention. He was like a producer or whatever he was from Newsmax. So I think he thinks that he's I don't know, like the big swinging dick at the Cracker Factory, like in the media. So like I'm gonna have this show, I'm gonna have that show, I'm gonna be on this show, and I'm a star. And then when he's only getting 25 views, which like you said, like we do these shows like because it's fun. Like I don't think I'm gonna be a star. I think this is fun. Like I'm having fun doing this. I love the show. I love the show. I like to talk about the show. Like it's fun. Like I'm not gonna go begging people to call me a fat fuck, and then we can do that. So like,
yeah, we're here because we're fans of KMS and we want to talk about it. Yeah, Brad might have the wrong idea. I don't know.
Just want to say a certain producer, a certain ill-fated producer on Menner's Live a few weeks ago said that he has a shtick and eventually it's going to wear off and he's going to be grasping for straws at something to do. And here we are 3 weeks later. I don't know who that guy was. Just some random producer on Menner's Live said that. So
listen, I think Brad can be funny for about 20 minutes once every 3 months, and then it sort of wears thin. But it does always seem to be the guys that talk about views and care about views that don't get that. It's like the Steins and the Canes of the world. I don't know.
I think he has talent, and I think he needs somebody else like with him.
Yeah, I think he could be. I think he could be funny and entertaining. I think that he has to like humble himself a little bit. I'm with you, PRC. Like he needs like a co-host. He needs someone to play off of, and he needs
like a Costello. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to be a star. Like don't be the star. Like have fun and just do your thing. And like he is funny sometimes, and he could be, but just like stop being so like serious about wanting to be the star. Like just dick around.
Yes, I see a comment. Big Dick O'Malley in the comments. Stein's hysterical. Yes, his life is hysterical. We'll leave it at that. All right, so switching gears here. We do have some KMS trivia to get to. Everybody's favorite segment of the show. I know you guys are hardcore fans, listen a lot. So let's just get into it. Are you guys ready to try to answer some questions?
Gonna try.
Yep. All right. First question. We're going to start with the really hard one.
Oh, fantastic.
And if you think you have the answer, just say, I've got it. And then we can, I'll call on you, whoever says they've got it first, and we'll go from there. What was Kirk Minahan's radio alter ego that was obsessed with sports?
Oh, it's true.
PRC.
Sporty R. McKenzie.
Yes. That's a good one. All right. First question in the books. Yeah, that one doesn't count. That was a throwaway.
Son of a bitch.
That's what we call a callback to an episode from earlier this week. All right. The real first question. Jeff D. Lowe is a big part of the show. Calls in to every show. Who did Jeff D. Lowe say was the biggest asshole of all the Hollywood stars that he dealt with during his time as a producer on Good Morning America? Bill.
I got it. Jack Black.
That is correct. Great recall, Bill. That's an awesome job by you. Well, 1-0, Bill. Good start. If you can say "I've got it" instead of just raising your hand,
sorry,
that will help the program.
Yes, sir.
Can we just make it 1-1 for fun, just in case?
Yes.
Bill just runs the table on me.
So that's a good suggestion.
Okay.
And yeah, and not to worry. Not all of the questions they don't all go into the ancient history of the show. So, all right, next question. And there's a bonus part too.
Ooh.
What city was Kirk in early 2024 when he had the worst soft pretzel of his life? And the bonus is if you can tell me what event he was at and who he was with at that event.
I think I got it.
Yes, PRC.
Was it at the UConn game in Storrs, Connecticut with Jeff D. Lowe?
I will give you partial credit for that.
Yes.
He was at a UConn game. Jeff D. Lowe was there. Bill,
Storrs.
are there any cracks that you want to fill in on that?
Yes, there are some cracks. It was in Chicago or the Chicagoland area. It was DePaul in UConn. It was with Jeff Lowe, and I want to say there was someone else. I don't remember who. Shit. There was someone else. I don't remember who. Brandon Walker, maybe? I don't remember.
Close. All right. So here's what we're going to do. PRC, you're going to get a half a point for that. Bill, you're going to get a full point for that because it was in Chicago. It was a UConn college basketball game against DePaul. He was with Jeff D. Lowe, and the other person that attended the game with them was Spider.
Oh, Spider.
Spider from Barstool. And Quidditch Guy in the comments, what a pull. Good job, Quidditch Guy.
Yeah.
So we've got
Quidditch Guy.
So we get 2 points for Bill, 1.5 points for PRC. Now this is actually a tough one. What running trail was Kirk on when he famously took a shit in the woods, wiped it with his sock, and then threw the sock in the woods? And the hint here is that this was mentioned on the show this week.
Can I take a guess? Like, sort of.
Of course, yes.
It was like the Lexington, like a rail trail or something like that.
That's a good description of the trail.
Is that his name?
That's not the name of the trail.
No, I don't remember the name.
PRC.
Nick Chubb.
That's a good guess also. But no, our ace in the comments, Penners, nailed it. The Bruce Freeman Trail. So that was the last question. It looks like we have a winner. Bill, 2 points. PRC got 1.5. Good job by both of you. Like I'm impressed.
Good game, guys.
You never know with these trivia questions. You never know which way it's going to go. So, yeah. Yesterday on the show, we had Mutt and we had Handsome Johnny, which, like, Johnny has got lucky that, like, they just call him Handsome Johnny as part of his name. It is what it is, but anyway,
whatever.
Any takeaways from the show? I have some specifics that I thought were interesting, but did you guys have anything that you took away from the show?
It was a good Mutt performance, I thought. Better than last week.
That's all you got? It was a good Mutt performance? Come on, Bill. Come on, Bill. Come on.
I'm trying. I like that he didn't realize Dirty Water was a terrible name for a podcast.
Yeah, that is funny.
That made me laugh. Just he didn't think that if you Google Dirty Water, you're just going to get the song and every other thing that's ever happened.
Yeah,
called Dirty Water.
And I'm being a dick trying to do whatever, but get you to hype up the energy. Doesn't matter. PRC, I've got some things, but PRC, what? Any takeaways from yesterday's show other than Mutt did a good job?
My biggest takeaway is Mutt did do a good job. However, when he was talking about the talk with his son about the birds and the bees, and he said his wife, has the science background and she's more apt to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm old, but I feel like that's the father's role to talk about the son, even if you don't know. You don't have to explain it scientifically to your son. You just have to say when two people love each other, they hook up and shit happens and then there's a baby and stuff like that. But I don't think you need to have somebody sit them down in front of a whiteboard and say, okay, the penis enters the vagina and sperm ejaculates and they have all that stuff. Then there's a 9-month gestation period. I think I may be old school, but I just think it was very odd to me that he wasn't the one who made the talk.
Yeah, and you don't have to get specific. You can just say like, "Hey, you're gonna start to like girls. You're gonna date them soon. Don't do this, or else this could happen." Like, I feel like that's kind of the crux of the situation.
Yeah, I mean,
And
my dad just did it in a Saturn in the middle of a baseball game when I was like 9 or something. It was just like, "Do you know what sex is?" And I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Oh, thank God." He's like, "Wear a condom." I mean, like, that was the talk.
I don't think my dad said anything. I think we did it in school, or like I probably already knew from like TV or friends. I don't remember my dad telling me anything about it.
yeah, Bill, I hear what you're saying. Quick side note, Darren in the comments. The funniest thing was when Kirk pretended to be the old guy that liked baseball on WEEI. Dick from Upton. Kirk would leave the studio, call in on the call-in line, and pretend to be Dick from Upton, old guy, 94 years old, loved baseball, loved Red Sox talk. Good call out by Darren. Good stuff. A couple other things. So Mutt didn't know what a sitcom was. Did you guys put any thought behind like top 5 sitcoms at all, or sort of someone at the time said it's kind of like SNL, whatever sitcoms were on when you were growing up, 10, 12 years old, 14 years old. Those are the ones that you think are the best. Did you guys have any thoughts on that?
I'd have to agree that it's like it's whatever you grew up when your memories were, the most pervasive. That's going to be your favorite show. Like I remember like Boy Meets World and Full House, and even Married with Children is my favorite.
Step by Step, Married with Children, Family Matters, Roseanne.
Loved Roseanne.
The Dinosaurs.
Seinfeld.
I
love Seinfeld even when I was a kid.
All those good ones. Bill, anything on sitcoms?
Yeah, I agree. It's like whatever you watch when you were a kid. Like my family watched a ton of Seinfeld, so I watched a ton of Seinfeld. Love Seinfeld. Married with Children, Roseanne. I think like that wheelhouse, like when you're in, probably from what, like 8 to 12 or whatever you were watching then. Yeah, there's some the sitcoms are way better in like 90s anyway. Like that, other than like, I guess it depends if you like consider something like Curb Your Enthusiasm a sitcom, but like, other after 2000, other than like It's Always Sunny or like The Office. I don't know. Like I never got into any of those other ones, like Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother. Like I didn't really watch any of those. I think Friends is overrated.
Parks and Rec is pretty good.
I never really watched Parks and Rec, but I hear it's very good.
Yeah, maybe it's because of the Indiana bias in me, but
yeah, Parks and Rec felt like, to me, it felt in the beginning too much of like an Office spinoff. But I think it found its legs over time, and I think it obviously did well for itself.
30 Rock had its moments.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was it. That one felt like you had to either be all in or you didn't know anything about it. Like it was not a cult classic, but it was very inside. And I do want to point out, Mikey Grabbags in the comments, a pro with a trivia correction, and here it might not have been the Bruce Freeman trail, but it doesn't matter because no one got it right anyway. So if it was wrong, it was wrong. But no harm, no foul. I thought the funniest takeaway from the Mutt Show, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. The little nugget that when John Dennis was a guest speaker at the Turf convention, he hired Jerry Thornton to write jokes for him. I thought that was perfectly Dino, very funny. Bill, did you have the same takeaway, or?
Yeah, I thought that was very funny. It's like John Dennis for me is like one of the most fascinating people. He's just like, it's like I grew up, like I would listen to, Dennis and Callahan. I actually like I would go through spurts where I would like them and then I would hate them. Like during the 2007 Patriots season, I remember specifically, they would like shit on the Patriots for running up the score. And that just like got me mad. I'm like, what kind of pussies are you? Like, you think we should like stop? They should stop playing. But like, so he like presented himself as this like very like, I'm a media guy and I have the voice and I have the hair and I'm very.
Today's show is brought to you by the letter B.
Yes, right. He's like, and I'm very put together, but behind the scenes, he's a fucking drunk. He's just like, he's hammered all the time. He's like showing up to the show, like maybe still drunk, maybe like not. Who knows? He's got now. I actually didn't know that Jerry Thornton wrote like. Actually, I didn't know that he didn't. I didn't know that he was remote for those broadcasts. He just didn't want to go. So he's speaking of turf, like I would love, honestly, Kirk to have him on. It would be like really inside because like the people who don't know him from WE, would have no idea what's going on. But like, I would love to get if he could get Dino on the show and have like him speak like honestly and like tell like real stories. Like I'll bet it would be awesome. Like
it'd be great. It would be awesome because it's like nostalgic for people that did listen back then, and everybody knows that he isn't the guy that presents himself as the radio Johnny. Like he's got some darkness there.
Yeah, a lot of darkness. And then you like there's the Ryan Russillo voicemail that like most people have heard, but like that wasn't like that was like a drunken like I'll actually kill you if you were here like phone call like that was like no joke. The only more fascinating than that is that like Jerry is secretly abusive to his children.
Very funny. That restaurant story. But PRC, I'm not trying to lose you here. So Dino hired Jerry Thornton to write jokes for him at the Turf Convention. Do you know who Jerry Thornton is? And if you don't, that's okay.
I do. Yeah, from Barstool, good Patriots blogger in Boston area blogger.
Yeah, I think they used to call him Old Balls Thornton. He was the original Patriots blogger.
Sex Scandal Teachers.
He did the Sex Scandal Teachers. He does stand up on the side, I think. Very good writer. He did have a radio part on EEI for a few years. Not electric on the radio. Good writer. But
that wasn't his fault. That show, I mean, you were Dale, and how good could that show be? Like they brought him on that show to try to make it less boring, but like it was just so far gone. Yeah.
So the EEI Barstool crossover with Jerry Thornton writing jokes for Dino, I thought was very funny.
It is very funny.
They also talked about the Peter King Challenge.
Like, what are you trying to get out of somebody writing your jokes for you at the New England Regional Turf Convention? Like where do you think that's going to take you? Like if you nail it out of the park, you're like, this is my shot to fame.
No, see, that's the thing. If you knew Dino, that's like so. He's so like full of like because he was already thought he was famous. He was so full of himself and like so self-absorbed that like he had to have the like. He's not funny, and he knows he's not funny, but he won't admit he's not funny. So he's gonna get the funny guy to write him jokes, so you think he's funny on top of all of it. It's just like if you knew, it's tough if you don't know who. If you know who he is, it makes perfect sense, and it's very funny.
Yeah, he would, and Kirk always says this. He was the guy that was out at the bar until 1 a.m. and then he showed up at 5 a.m. for the radio show the next day in his sweater vest, all spiffy, ready to go. Morning, boys. How we doing? Probably still drunk.
That's kind of like Montante, right? Montante mentioned that on the show today. Like he said, you can go out and get hammered the night before and still wake up and act like a human in the morning. Like it's that old school mentality.
Yeah, yes, but he was beyond that though. He was like perfectly coiffed in like Freddie said, like sweater. Like you would have thought he went to bed at 7:30 p.m., woke up at 3 a.m. to get ready and showed up when he probably got 2 hours of sleep and was still drunk. It was wild.
If they made a Mad Men, if they made a Mad Men for sports talk radio, John Dennis would be Don Draper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Roscoe just said in the comments, did you remember he would eat like pasta bolognese at like 6:30 in the morning, and Kirk would get pissed.
Oh, he brought in a pasta bowl for Kirk, and Kirk said, thank you, and he threw it in the trash can. What an asshole.
You mentioned the Peter King Challenge. I want to touch on that because I forgot that Mutt tried to do it.
Yeah.
which was like a little sad. But the Peter King challenge was hilarious. Like other than like there was one because Kirk did it more than once, and one of the times he did it, if I remember correctly, he ran to the gym, ran like a half mile or something on the treadmill, and ran back before Peter King stopped talking. It was
because his so and PRC. So you probably caught it on the show, but Peter King used to be a guest on WEI, and you would ask him a question, and he would ramble for 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes with an answer. Like you could say, "How's your day?" and he would just talk for 9 minutes. So they'd ask the question. The challenge was Kirk would have to go do something and get back before he's done answering. And he would run across the street, go to the gym, eat a sandwich, whatever the challenge was. Very funny. And that was part of why, and that's part of why like Kirk got the audience he did. He did different things on the radio. He was a revolutionary of sorts, and that's why he's got the cult following he does today.
Yeah, because he knew you can only like sports are great. I love sports. You can only talk sports so much. When it's a Tuesday in the middle of April and the Red Sox are playing the Rays and it's 50, like there's nothing interesting about that, and there's nothing else happening, and like so you can only talk about sports for so long. So that's why he like the stuff he did was like it got you to listen because it was different. It wasn't just rambling on about fucking like I don't know Keith Folk or whoever. I don't even know who was pitching at the time. Whatever.
Yeah. So PRC, did you take that away from when they talked about it on the show this week? And do you sort of still see that in Kirk where he does things totally sort of out of the box and different than the mainstream podcaster?
To be honest with you, like I don't see that as much lately. It kind of seems like they're going back to the same old well a little bit. But I do see where it's coming from, and I do see that he used to do that, and from your stories and stuff like that. I think the shows have been great and stuff like that, but in terms of like new and out of the box kind of stuff right now, no, I don't see it, to be honest with you.
I hear you. That doesn't mean you're down on the show, right?
No, I'm not down on the show.
Okay. Had to ask. The other thing they brought up with Mutt, the Black Friday, if they do a contest and somebody gets picked to ban a third chair for a year, I was curious. So they talked about maybe some potential options. Is there anybody that did not get brought up as someone that maybe you think would be an interesting angle as someone to ban as a third chair for a year?
I don't know. It's tough because all the people they talk, because it is true. Like the people who make most sense to ban are people who are on the show like kind of a lot, but like all the people who are on the show kind of a lot.
I have a thought on that. Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like I like Mutt. Like I like Mike. Like I was sad when Mutt got banned last year. I'd be sad if he got banned again. There are some people I think it could be fun. Like it would be fun, like objectively funny if like we're gonna ban Mike and then like he's been like the OG sidekick of the show. But like I don't know. Metters would be kind of funny because then he couldn't do the network stuff. But I don't know.
Interesting you say that. PRC, any thoughts on that whole situation?
Could Menners not do the network stuff? Because I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but Mutt, when he was banned, he couldn't do any network things either.
That's correct. But the funny thing about that is that Mutt didn't do network stuff anyway. No. Mutt always was. Some people think he thought he was better than the network, bigger than the network. So I think he went on one network show once when they did the Bill, help me out. They did it on a Saturday. It was the KMS rundown. Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
With Ziggy and those guys.
Oh yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So
yeah,
in between that time, the network has changed from the Kirk Manahan Show Network to the Minifan Network. Are they separate entities now? I'm just trying to get some clarification.
That's an interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting nuance that I think is yet to be explored, because a year ago, half of the shows were actually on the main channel, and
Yeah.
half of the shows were on the Menors Network, and then they merged at some point, probably because Barstool didn't want advertisement to go to silly shows like this.
Makes sense. Yeah, and in terms of like banning somebody, like the list is pretty good, and it has to be, if you're gonna do it, it has to be somebody that has some kind of impact on it. So it has to be like a Mike, even like one of the producers or something like that. I mean, Mama K is great, but like she's only on like once a month or something like that. It's not really gonna make a huge impact in my opinion. I think like if you're gonna do it, you got to go big or go home.
And it is interesting that Bill brought up Mennor's name, because I'd like to plant this seed to anybody out there listening. I think, forgetting the network stuff, let's say the network has nothing to do with it. If you're banned, you can still go on it, whatever. But if someone flew halfway across the world to go to a KMS live show, and they're in the area for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, and that person was banned from going in studio, I think there's some value there. I think that could be potentially an option that people could explore. So, maybe keep Menors in the back of your mind for that band list. If anybody out there ends up being the person selected that's able to make that call.
That's exactly the impact I was thinking of. Not that specific scenario, but an impact like that. That would be fantastic comedy.
So, would I pick Menors to be banned? I'm not here to say that, but I think it's an interesting thought. Because he's on record. He's saying he's going to be in Laconia. That means he'll, take a 2-week trip and be in the Boston area for a couple weeks. Famously, when he came to the Wilbur show, Kirk didn't let him in the studio then to be on the show. It's just something to think about.
Unless he just doesn't come. If he gets banned, he just doesn't come, which I think would be kind of a bit of a cop out. But
hey, until I see a receipt that he bought a plane ticket, I don't believe it. He's been saying he's going to come for the last 2-3 years. Prove it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We're doing well on time. You guys are doing great. Also, one last thing on Mutt. He said they were talking about NFL schedule. He said that Christmas was on a Wednesday this year, and there'd be football games. Christmas is on a Thursday this year, and the NFL already plays on Thursday. So close, but wrong. Anything else on Mutt and Johnny's show before we skip along to the next topic?
Nope.
No, that was good. It was a good show.
Good. Okay. So the day before that, Carabas was in. Always good to see Jared. A lot of people don't like when Jared's on the show. They think he's boring. They are frustrated because he doesn't listen. He's not on inside stuff. But Kirk likes him, and so I think that makes for a good show. Any takeaways from Jared's episode? Who Mike was in there as well.
I agree with that 100%. Like, even if Kirk likes somebody, it's a good show because he'll the banter is good. A lot of people are hating on Jared. I like when Jared's in, personally.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just can't connect with it as much. It just doesn't resonate with me as much. And I don't hate it. I listen to it, but I'm not as fully invested as like some of the other shows like that. I thought the best parts were when they were talking about Mutt's podcast. That was kind of funny to me. Jared does not seem worried whatsoever about that podcast. Who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us. But
Nor should he be.
But you know what? He doesn't seem worried. Seems a little bitter. I don't know.
What? I'm sorry, Bill. Can you repeat that?
Sorry, I said he doesn't seem worried, but I think he does sound like a little bitter. Like Kirk kind of accused him of being bitter because like Mutt's kind of like taken over like what he used to do at Barstool. I think there might be some truth to that.
Is he bitter at Mutt or bitter at Hogsdale?
I just think in general. Like I just think in general.
I think in the back of his mind, he's thinking this isn't as good baseball coverage at Barstool as it was when I was there.
Yeah. I don't know. No. I'll have to listen to the podcast. I just heard that other guy. What's his Cutter is King?
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I don't know. They just played those first couple lines on the show. He sounded like a lot like me sometimes, and that's not a great thing. So
interesting. I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word for it, and I find that interesting.
Just in terms of the low energy setup, he's like, yeah, I came from Connecticut, and you know, there's not a lot of Yankees fans there. I like that was like 10 seconds long, and I almost fell asleep.
Huh.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares if there's like not enough Red Sox fans in Connecticut? Connecticut's the worst state in the country anyway.
Did either of you listen to that podcast?
No,
I have not yet. No,
not yet.
Check it out just out of curiosity. No, I am gonna just out of curiosity.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the people that subscribe to the Mud Stack, and I
love the Mud Stack.
I read it 10% of the time.
I read it 100% at the time. You got to support my Substack, brother.
I read the parts of it I care about.
And when you're angling for a producer job, PRC, that's a good thing to say.
Oh yeah, I'm well on my way there.
My other takeaway from the show, Kevin from Bristol had a very funny parody song that got played, which was another callback to Jared's story about getting his asshole eaten out. Did you guys enjoy that?
Yes. It was a very good song. I was singing it later.
He's kind of on the come up in the world.
Oh, Kevin?
Yeah. Been featured in a lot more stuff.
Yeah, well, he's it was about a year ago this time last year that he was on this show, and before then he was not allowed to ever be in studio with Kirk. And after he was on this show, Kirk said the next day, I like Kevin, he can come in anytime. And the rest is history. Now he's on the basketball team, he's in every once in a while, so we like Kevin. He's great on the show, great minifan. And I do think his song, they played the whole thing. I think it was the longest parody song that they've ever let play in the history of the show.
Yeah, I don't recall them ever letting you go that long.
All right, a couple more things before we're gonna wrap. We're getting close, so hang in there. So Mick was a big topic on the Unnamed show this week. Portnoy kept bringing him up, and then Mick did his podcast, and then after his podcast came out, he said it was the last episode of Beyond Average. Any takeaways from that? Where are we at with the Mick of it all?
Devastating. Portnoy's such a pussy. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, I don't know. It's clearly a joke. Like, it was in response to like the thing that happened at the bar, not the people who got killed. The timing is coincidental, and now he's blaming Mick for some asshole throwing pennies at his feet, and now like Mick's just gonna quit Beyond Average. And I don't know. I like Mick. I like Beyond Average, so I'm disappointed. I'm sad, and I just think Portnoy's a pussy.
Yeah, it's a good podcast. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say if Portnoy wants us to take all this seriously and all this stuff, then he's got to stop doing the Mick bit on the Unnamed show. I mean, either have him on it and do it and duke it out, or stop doing the bit and then telling us, oh, we can't make jokes. We got to take this seriously. And then the first thing he does is go to Mick.
Right. And then, but like he was going to send Mo Khan and that other dipshit to Auschwitz to like teach them a lesson and make it a learning like opportunity. But like Mick is just blanking an anti-Semitic piece of shit and isn't allowed to even defend himself. But Portnoy can just continually bring him up. Now, meanwhile, this is a man with 2 million Twitter followers, like runs one of the biggest media companies in the country. Like now you Google Mick's name and that shit comes up. Like if I were Mick, I don't know. I would consider my options is all I would say, because like that, like now he's Googleable.
Yeah, and you mentioned the bit thing. I think you do get into a little bit of bitception because, is Mick doing a bit on this? Is Portnoy doing a bit on that? And it's sort of round and round we go. I do hope he gets a shot to go on unnamed to defend himself. Always been a fan of Beyond Average. He's a very entertaining podcaster. So the more Mick, the better, I think. He did call them Mazel Tov cocktails twice on his show. I saw someone tweeted. I thought that was interesting. Just maybe a Freudian slip there.
Freudian slip, I think. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
All right. So Gus thinks he's getting jury duty. Is this real? What do we think on that? If you have no takes on it, it's fine. We can move on. But he's been a resident of that state for a month, and he's already getting jury duty. Any thoughts?
Yes, I have one take. That was not a summons to jury duty. That was a letter that says you are eligible for the jury pool. It's what happens when you sign up and you get a driver's license in any new state. They say, hey, we just noticed you got a driver's license, you're establishing residency. Fill out this questionnaire. It's like 50 or something questions about who you are to see if you'd be eligible for jury duty in the future. So it was not jury duty. It was just, hey, you got your driver's license. We noticed you moved here. You might be in the jury pool at some point.
So Gus does jury duty. You're calling Fugazi on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not calling Fugazi. It is Fugazi. It's not jury duty. He just got a jury pool questionnaire.
Interesting. That's interesting because I haven't heard that take yet.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either. So I mean, if that's true, then that makes a lot of sense. And maybe he doesn't know that's what that is. Maybe he thinks he's getting jury duty. Maybe he's never moved. Well, I mean, I guess he moved from Rhode Island to Massachusetts at some point, but maybe he didn't get that or doesn't remember getting it or whatever.
That's a good point. People forget. Some people say he's retarded. So that is an interesting perspective on that whole situation.
Lovably so.
So we are coming up on an hour. First of all, thank you guys both for joining. Thank you everybody for watching. Is there anything that we did not bring up tonight that you would like to discuss or just sort of throw out there as a topic of discussion?
I think it's funny how the new like favorite thing for callers to call about is like Harry Minahan like slaying chicks like that. I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Interesting. Yes.
Creepy. I guess that's creepy that makes me laugh or whatever. It makes me laugh.
Hey, Handjob Harry is a star.
Handjob, like I don't know. Like and then you had the caller today that was like his Asian girlfriend. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. I don't know why.
PRC, any topics you wanted to throw out there?
Can I just throw out some random things?
Please.
We're on Friday night. This is fantastic. I'm having a great time. Menners is gone for a month. I'm trying to put something up every Friday night to give the people something to watch, some entertainment. So Freddie, you're welcome to come on anytime and do something. Anybody else who has a show, network show, or anything you want to do, reach out to me. I'll gladly come on Friday nights and put you on and give you an outlet and platform and all that stuff. Just want to give the people some entertainment on Friday nights like they're used to while Mentor's out. So if you got something, hit me up. We'll get something going. Secondly, this is just random, and this pertains to something we were just talking about a second ago. I just looked at the baseball podcast rankings.
Yeah.
Baseball, So you got section. I don't know if you can see this, but section 10 is number 6, and then fucking Dirty Water is number 2.
Well,
that happens with new podcasts, though.
I think new podcasts get. I don't know the weighting system, the ranking system. I think there's some heavier rankings towards newer stuff. I think.
Didn't happen with a certain new movie podcast that came out.
Oh. Is that a category?
TV and film?
Yeah, no, I don't look at that stuff. So what?
Yeah, I look at data all the time.
What can you tell us?
98. Project Big Screen.
You know, it's a factor too, though.
In TV and film.
Project Big Screen, though, took over the Lights Camera Barstool RSS feed, and Dirty Water got its own.
Oh, they
RSS
might not be
feed.
getting the new bump. That's a good.
So it's a new.
It might have gotten, yeah.
That's a great point. But no, I'll keep an eye on the Dirty Water. But I just found that, I mean, even with a skewed ranking, it still shows that people listen to it, at least.
It's only been one.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and Roscoe in the comments has a good point. Jerry Callahan was number 1 at some point. So like, you launch a new RSS feed, and I think that there's some weighting system that skews the rankings.
We don't have to come at this take with facts and rational discussion. All right.
Wait, so Bill, that was a good point. So you're saying that the old movie podcast feed got taken over by the new one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because when it came, I went looking for it, or I might have at one time been subscribed to Lights Camera Bar, so I don't remember which. And I saw that they hadn't changed over the name of the picture, so it was Project Big Screen was what was on there, but it was still had the Lights Camera Barstool like name and logo. So if it took over that RSS feed and Lights Camera Barstool was 98 or whatever, it just boom popped in there, and nobody necessarily knows it's a new podcast. So it kind of just took over that spot. Whereas Dirty Water, it's a brand new feed, so it might have shown up on like new podcasts, and Project Big Screen probably did not.
No, that's a fantastic point.
That is a good point, and PRC has a good point too. Do we want to bring facts and logic to every discussion? I don't know. We're just here for the fans. Darren Cunningham wants to know, Bill.
I see.
Apparently, you are a person that slanders the state of Connecticut. Is that accurate?
I did call Connecticut a shithole earlier in the show. Darren, I'm sorry. It's just the traffic. It's the traffic. You have great pizza. Connecticut has the best pizza. I'll give you that. Best pizza, worst traffic. So the traffic outweighs.
So your criticism boils down to traffic. Traffic,
and like if you want to think about it, like it's a New England state, but it's also like part of the Tri-State. It has no real identity. Not too many people that consider themselves strong New Englanders. It is divided sports-wise. Just seems like it has no identity. I don't know. And everyone I know from Connecticut likes to shit on Rhode Island, and me being a big Rhode Island guy, I take that personally too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm.
And that makes sense. I think it's a common argument that Connecticut does not have an identity. And like you said, Rhode Island guy, you're a big hot wieners guy. You're a rising star in this world. The wiener guys love you.
I love them.
Any new wiener takes for you, Bill?
New wiener takes. I love that show. I can't say anything like I can't praise that show enough. It combines my favorite things: hot wieners, Rhode Island, and just general silliness. And it's made me so like I'm born and raised in Rhode Island, lived in Rhode Island almost my whole life, and so it's made me kind of reappreciate hot wieners because they don't exist anywhere else really. And it does get me pissed off when like Montanta's like there's chili on it. I won't eat. It's not chili. It's meat sauce. It's different. It's all very specific, and like so it makes me like appreciate it more, reevaluate it. And now I've realized because I have like my spots that I go get wieners, and now like Ron's going all these places that I've never been to, and now I'm like I need to travel the state and eat more wieners. Like, well, I mean I don't need to eat more anything, God knows, but I see it on their memes. God knows I don't need to eat wieners, but anything. But it makes me want to try new and spots I've never tried before.
And it's a small state. You could probably get to anywhere in that state within an hour. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Or less, yeah.
I had
Yeah.
that same thought in college, Bill.
Yeah.
Huh?
PRC. Any new wiener takes for you?
No, just the same wiener for 5 years. But
Wayne Wieners.
oh, Wayne Wiener's a star. I don't know who that guy is, but I've seen him a couple times.
I think I'll tell you what. It is not easy to sing the national anthem, no matter what the circumstances are. So the job that Wayne Wieners did singing that anthem on Tuesday for the Veteran Show, just nothing but applause for that performance.
He's a pro. He's been in the game for 25 years. One thing you say, he'll show up and be professional.
Well, I think that's a good spot to end it. Unless you guys have anything else you want to bring up.
Eat more wieners. That's all I gotta say.
One step ahead of you, buddy.
Perfect. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. We will be back next week. And yeah, thank you. Have a great weekend. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.